Hi everybody, I'm Dee.
And I'm Jay, and we are ParoDeeJay. Welcome to our preparation video, because we are getting ready for a 133-day pole-to-pole grand voyage world cruise.
Yeah, our first ever. And there's been some learning curves along the way, and we want to show you what we've done to prepare and maybe help you if you're planning the same type of voyage.
Yeah, true. So we are going with Holland America, and actually I guess we'll start out by looking. I've got some notes on my phone if you see me scrambling and looking to try to stay organized, but with some of the paperwork that they have sent us along the way. So I think the first thing that we got in the mail was this beautiful little booklet.
Ooh.
They sent us, and there was a letter that said, hey, in this booklet is a checklist that you can reference. Look at this beautiful table of contents.
Yeah, it's really nice.
But the most important thing to me, anyway, was here on page 4, they have the countdown to cruise checklist. Editing me can put a better picture of that in there, but it tells you what to do 90 days, 60 days, 30 days, all the way up until your cruise gets here. And we're going to go through some of those steps and how we got there in this video. They also sent us a couple of sets of Grand Voyage luggage tags.
Orange, of course. Yes.
You got to fit in.
We'll be attaching them to our luggage.
Oh, true. Yeah, I haven't even cracked those open yet. Oh yeah, 2 apiece, which is appropriate because this trip requires a lot of luggage.
It does, yes.
The second thing they sent us in a separate envelope was a shore excursions guide. And of course, penguins on the front, because this is a South America, Antarctica focused journey.
It is.
But you flip through here, they've got all of these options. I like this so much better than just clicking on the website and looking at stuff.
But you could do that on the website or the app also. But it's nice to kind of like see where we're going and the options that they have available. The sooner you book them, the better, because they do sell out quickly for the most popular tours. Yeah,
true. And we do have some excursions that we booked through the ship. We're kind of doing a balance here. Places that we were super unfamiliar with, we've kind of gone with ship excursions. We've also used Shore Excursions Group, which is one of our favorites. You literally go on there. We were able to punch in Volendam and the date, and it popped up, and it shows you your whole itinerary and all of the tours that they have for it. So it's going to be a lot of Shore Excursions Group happening on this trip, so watch out.
One of the best search engines for any type of ship tours.
Yeah, and if you go to ParoDeeJay.com/SEG, that's an affiliate link that they gave us, and it makes us be cool. Yes. I don't know what happens. All right, let's see what's happening. All right, now, the next piece of paperwork was a digital paper. Maybe I'll put a link to where this can be downloaded or something like that. But this is a collection of parties and theme nights and special events that are happening on this sailing. I'm not going to read all of them.
No.
Any particular ones that you think would be fun to feature?
There's a grand ball. We're having the Super Bowl on the ship. There's Valentine's Day, Mardi Gras, Easter. It's the actual... For the orange party, it's actual King's Day, I think, while we're on the ship, which is really cool celebration that Holland always does on every cruise.
We've got the 152nd anniversary of Holland America.
Yeah, there's a costume party.
There's a beer garden festival.
A pajama party. So they're really going all out with theming, and you can get as involved with that as you want to, or just take your essentials and make it work for what you brought. I'm
on the second one of those
plans.
I'm not trying to bring a bunch of extra stuff.
Yeah.
But one of the more interesting things on here is that there is a ship meetup. The last page of this document is that our ship, Volendam, and the Zuiderdam are both doing world cruises. We're doing sort of a circular one. I think they're going this way. We meet in Barcelona for an overnight at the same time. And so to celebrate that, there's a lot of cool stuff going on. Here it says we're having like a joint tea time. There is a big, I guess, gala-themed dinner, which, that's the other thing, right? We have Jacques Torres.
Yes. Famous chocolatier. I think that's what you would say.
He'll be on our ship from Barcelona, I believe, to Belgium, making all sorts of fantastic creations. And a big back-to-back party. Oh, they're really playing this up of the...
A drone show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be trying to highlight all of those things because, you know, it's rare and unique.
Yeah, to have those two ships meet up for an overnight. That's fun. What else do we have to talk about? Passports. All right, what do we know about the rules of passports?
So your passport has to be valid for 6 months from the date that you would be returning home.
Oh, yeah.
And ours were not. Because it's such a long trip, I think ours expired in September, and it wouldn't be 6 months from when we're, getting back. Yeah. So we had to get new passports, which you can do the application for that online now. for a renewal. I'm not sure about an original passport.
Original, I think, has to be done in person, but yeah, the renewal, that was so handy.
So much easier than having to go and do that. We just took our own pictures and everything, and I think yours came really fast. Like 2 weeks?
Yeah, I just did standard processing, and I think I had it in 2 weeks, and yours was like a week and a half behind mine for some reason. That's all right.
Mine lasts longer.
You troublemaker. That's right. You get a little bit of extra time out of yours.
But yeah, they look a little different than they used to now, but make sure you have one that's valid and has enough pages for the stamps you would possibly be acquiring as well.
Yeah, now cruises, you don't really think about getting a lot of passport stamps in there, but some of the places do, like Ireland, and I think there was somewhere else where they actually came on the ship and stamped our passports.
Yeah, and on a voyage like this, be prepared. You may have to surrender your passport in a few of the ports. The ship will keep you abreast of all of that, but don't freak out. It's standard protocol.
This is true. All right, the next item on the agenda was visas, because that's one thing is like, oh my gosh, what kind of visa requirements?
Right.
The Department of State for the government has what they call a visa wizard, where you can punch stuff in and it'll pop up and tell you things. But you found an interesting tool that actually was helpful.
As a travel advisor, I use this a lot. It's called Visa Central. And on their homepage, you can put what state you live in, what country, where you're going, and what kind of tourism you're doing. And it'll tell you, it'll pop up right there if you need one. But be sure to scroll down and read underneath that, because I looked at Brazil, and Brazil's like, yes, you need one. But you don't need one until, like, I think April 10th.
Oh, yeah.
So make sure you read the little footnotes at the bottom.
Yeah, and I think we leave South America on something like the 1st of April. So therefore, we do not require the one for South America. The only ones we had to get was the ETA or ETA for the United Kingdom, because we're going to the Falkland Islands, Gibraltar, and Scotland. And we're going to need one for our ports in Africa, but the ship is supposed to be helping us with those, because you can't apply for them a certain number of days ahead, and we're going to be on the ship when that window opens.
Right.
So I guess they are helping with that.
Yes.
Something else to think about. Vaccines.
Yeah.
I don't remember the tool that we used. Oh no, it was Holland America sent that information.
They've been really good about the emails and sending what you need that are a requirement to go on the ship. And for this one, it's yellow fever vaccine because of French Guiana. Yeah. Even if you're not planning on getting off the ship, you still have to have it. If you're over 60, I don't know that it's like super recommended to get it, because it can make you feel ill. So in that case, they're accepting waivers by your doctor. But we did not fall in that category, so we had to go get our yellow fever vaccine. Yeah,
and we were looking around at places. You can get them done at most healthcare providers, but sort of the easiest option we found was Walgreens. We get a lot of our vaccinations at CVS. They don't do yellow fever, because the place has to be able to issue you a proper yellow card that you have to have. We keep it in our little passport holder, which is in our Amazon shop. Hey, ParoDeeJay.com/Amazon. Anyway, there's ads in here.
Yeah.
But we keep that all in there with all of our pertinent vaccination stuff and our passport. But Walgreens. But the interesting thing was, all of the Walgreens are listed in the search engine, but not all of the Walgreens have the yellow fever vaccine.
Right.
So the first one that we tried to schedule at just never has it. And they were able to point us in the right direction. But Walgreens was very good for that.
Maybe call after you make the appointment to make sure they have it, because they called us an hour before we were supposed to go to our appointment to tell us we didn't have it. So
yeah, and we had to go to one that was like, I don't know, 30 minutes more away.
That's all right, yeah.
But it was okay. Insurance is also something to consider, because we carry an annual policy through Allianz. What's the fun fact about that, though?
So with our policy, it really is only good for 45 days of consecutive travel.
Yeah.
Even though it's an annual policy, if you're going to go that long as one trip, it does not cover past that.
Yeah.
So we had to get supplemental, well, not supplemental, but a different insurance policy that covered the entire trip.
Yeah, I think we called them and asked, could we just pay something to pay the difference? And they said, no, completely new policy. So insuremytrip.com, clicky click, punched in all of our stuff and bought a policy that suited our needs. I don't even remember who it was with, but anyway, you just get on there, you can do all the comparison shopping you want. So that's a good tool too. And
definitely, I recommend trip insurance so much, especially on something this long. You just never know what's going to happen, and having that security is just going to give you peace of mind.
Yeah, 4.5 months on a ship. Yeah, you might want to.
You hope you don't need it, but you definitely want it if you do.
Yeah, that's true. Something else I like to think about is currency. This one was especially challenging because, you know, a lot of times you're going to very touristy ports and they all take US dollars. You're in the Caribbean, that kind of stuff. Or you're like very UK focused or very Euro focused. Every little country in South America has their own currency, it seems. Now, funny, Ecuador uses the US dollar. Anyway, I digress. I found, actually, the ways that I usually get currency in the past, my favorite way is to go to an ATM in that local country and withdraw cash. That seems to be the best conversion rate with the lowest, additional fees.
Right.
Not really an option in some of these very interesting South American ports that we're going to.
No ATM.
Yeah, my second option is usually contacting the bank or a bank that we belong to and say, hey, can we buy any of these types of currency? Our bank did not deal in South American currency at all. So I went on and found a company. Who are you? Currency Exchange International. There were a couple of choices, but they offered free overnight shipping. They had a whole bunch of currencies, and so I've got a whole bag full of, I sorted each country out and put it in an envelope, wrote the name of the country, the conversion rate, how much of their money, $1 of ours is equivalent to, and how much I got. So like this is my Peru envelope. I've got all of my, I guess it's soles in here. And it's $1 is 3.75 soles, and I have a quantity, I believe, of 600 soles in here, just so I can remember that. Like this is my Iceland envelope. $1 of our money is 140 Icelandic kroner, or krona, and I got a good bit. This is 12,000 Icelandic krona because we have some tours set up and we got some tipping to do.
Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of countries do take credit cards, and if you're comfortable doing that, that's fine. What we get it for specifically is like a market you want to buy a souvenir in, or if you're tipping, it's really nice to be able to give cash in their own currency.
Yeah, I feel like that's just something respectful to do, is especially some of these tiny places. Like, they don't need to go to the exchange place and lose part of what you've given them. I took that hit. I've got their currency, and I can pay them in what they can actually use.
So we kind of figured out how much we thought we would spend in each location. And hopefully we're right.
True, based on how many tours we were doing, how much shopping.
Exactly.
My next category is, what the heck luggage are we taking? Now, this is going to be our trial run for our Level 8 luggage. If you saw our video there, actually ParoDeeJay.com/Level8, you get a discount code. Did I tell you there's lots of ads in this video? But we each are taking 2 large hard side suitcases. Our backpacks, which is mostly techie stuff, and then you've got an extra duffel, so 7 pieces of luggage.
Yeah, the duffel only has my shoes and a coat in it, though. So lots of room for souvenirs.
True, that's kind of like an expandability, because you do have to think about, we're going to be using up toiletries, and so things are going to go out of our suitcase.
Exactly.
But things are going to go in our suitcase from souvenirs.
Yeah, I've been really happy. I'm already packed. There's room for everything. It's still pretty light. The wheels are great on it. It moves like a dream, even full. So I'm really excited to see how it does on its first trip. Yeah, now this is not that much of a test for it, because it's literally going to fly to a ship and then go under a bed for 4.5 months. But it will be. I'm curious to see, how does it roll, because suitcases that are full, rolling on carpet, like airport carpet, cruise ship carpet, they're not fun. But these seem like they are just going to glide like a dream. Here's hoping.
Yeah. So Level 8, you're getting the test.
Yes.
Something else you wanted to point out was luggage forward.
Yes. So we are flying with our luggage, but a lot of people on these long voyages where you have an extraordinarily large amount of luggage, they have a company called Luggage Forward, and I believe most areas you can use this service, but it's like a pickup shipping service for your luggage. So you go onto their website, put in your departure area, where you're going to, etc., and they'll give you the cost of how much it costs for them to come pick up your luggage and ship it to the ship. So it'll be there when you get there, and then vice versa on the way home. And it has fantastic reviews. It is a little pricey. However, if you're going to end up taking a ton of suitcases on an airplane, it might actually be, worth your while to check out. True,
depending on your baggage fees, that kind of stuff. Like, we usually fly business class so that we can get 70-pound suitcases. I try not to get 70, but they might end up at like 55, and then I don't quite feel so bad because,
Mine's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, but judging that cost against what you might pay in baggage fees, that's not a bad idea.
Yep, so Luggage Forward.
The next thing I had was having the amount of things that you need. And this was mostly just, it's hard to determine, because we've had to go sort of estimate toiletries, estimate medication, which we don't have things like prescription medicines, but like over the counter, that kind of stuff. I don't even know what you do with prescription medicine if you need it for like 4.5 months or something.
Yeah.
Contact your doctor?
You can contact, I think, the pharmacy or your doctor in those cases, and I ask for I don't know, like a waiver, an allowance, something like that. They'll know the terminology, but that's not something we've had to deal with, so we don't have any experience with it.
True. One idea that we were toying with is if our suitcases were going to be a little bit too heavy for airline travel, like if we were thinking of the 50-pound limit, is once we get to Florida, having like a delivery order brought to our hotel, because I know there's places,
Right.
Instacart, surely, or is it Postmates, and some of these things, or maybe even the Uber stuff, you can have them go to a store, shop for you, and bring you stuff. That's kind of
toiletries,
fun.
yeah.
I'd be like, bring me 4 deodorants and 4, I mean, they would do that kind of thing, and that would actually save you from having to maybe pay airline fees,
right,
if your bags were getting heavy. Just have your toiletries picked up in Florida.
Because you can always buy them on the ship. They usually stock up more for these long voyages, but you're going to pay an arm and a leg, so you might as well have them and take them on the ship with you.
Yeah. Next agenda item I have is storage solutions. Now this is something that we've researched what other folks on World Cruises have done, and we've come up with a few ideas, and we're going to add them to the Amazon shop, because ParoDeeJay.com/Amazon. You can't have too many ads in here.
Right.
But we've come up with like over-the-door holder type things. We're thinking of taking a few, what do you call them, fabric drawers,
cubes.
or the cloth drawers, those kind of things that can either pop up or pop down and can be used for socks. No, I don't know. It can be used for those kind of things. Any other? Oh, we got a laundry hamper, a pop-up laundry hamper.
Yeah, just anything that is lightweight to bring with you, but is going to give you extra storage, because we're in an interior room. I do believe it has more closet space than like a lot of other ships, though, because it's kind of made for these voyages.
Okay.
But we have to take more stuff, and you need somewhere to store it, because the cruise line is not going to store it for you. So just really think about that if you're planning a voyage like this.
Yeah, true. And then shore excursions we touched on earlier, so I did that one out of order. One fun thing that we're doing on this trip that we don't usually do, my grandmother gave us a calendar that she got from somewhere she donates to. So we have this gnome calendar.
It's cute. Don't make us think of her, though.
Yeah, we're going to take this calendar. Let's open it up to like February.
Sure.
Oh,
it's so cute.
And have this up and write the names of the ports we're going to be in, maybe the theme nights once we figure out exactly when they are, and keep ourselves organized with a paper calendar. I cannot tell you the last time I used a paper calendar.
Yeah, it's good to have in your phone, but I like writing things down. It's easier.
Me too. It'll keep us super organized, and that way we'll be like, what day of the week is it? I don't know. Is it Thursday? What month is this? I don't even know anymore.
Oh, man.
That is the end of my agenda. Oh, yes. I forgot about this. When I was talking about shore excursions, I had my little folder stash. This is also something I don't normally do.
No.
But for this particular one, there's a lot of paperwork involved. And so all the shore excursion tickets, well, I won't break them all out here, but I have a whole section up in the front of this bad boy with shore excursions independently booked, because with Holland, the ones we book through the ship, they're going to show up in the app.
Correct. Yeah.
But this is all of our important paperwork, insurance documents, anything that we're going to need to physically have printed
out for sure. Yeah.
Okay, is there anything else on the table I've forgotten to talk about? I don't think so. So that is going to be the end. So there's just a few thoughts, things that we have done to get ourselves prepared.
Yep.
So next time you've got your 133-day cruise, actually, a lot of people wanted us to make these preparation videos, I think, just out of sheer curiosity. What are the kind of things that you have to think of? And once we get on the ship, I think we're going to try to do something where we show how did we set our room up? How did we use a lot of these things?
What did we bring?
Right. Yeah. What did we either wish we could have done differently? What did we bring and didn't use? What worked great? That kind of stuff.
Yeah, I feel like that's more useful information.
Yeah. But if you're planning for a world cruise, hopefully some of this will help you out as well. So
exactly.
If you have not already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, become a Paromaniac today, socialize all our media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Yep, and until next time,
rock on.